Hi everyone. Today I would like to discuss in Code of Culture some ideas about the impact that can have Twitter open sourcing its source code in GitHub. As everyone knows, yesterday uh, Twitter published their as open source their recommendation engine. And let's give some context before. First, Twitter is a private company and they look for revenue, and most after taking Elon Musk the ownership of the company. So they are looking for some return while open sourcing these and going for the full open source of the recommendation engine. But to have some perspective, it has been preceded by some massive layouts where most of the engineering teams and most than half of the company has left the company. This had made that there are so few people right now maintaining the code, and most of the people that brought these libraries, internal libraries, tools, and code has already left the company. Also, there has been in the last months a lot of bugs and regressions. And well, this makes me wonder what is Twitter looking for by releasing the source code as open source. My guess is that Twitter looks for the community to maintain and fix the bugs in the code. And I think this is not a good idea. I think they do not understand how open source community work. First, to be able to do this, you need to build a community. And this project is not a community. This is a private company that released part of its code, but it does not have a community around that. And it is difficult to make a community around this because, first of all, there are no game of rules. Who decides if the pull request is merged or not? And even if it is merged, when will it come to production? What will be the impact of that? Who decides which pull request should we make and which one will be denied or closed without merging? Also, let's put an example. It has been discovered that there are some filters to promote Elon Musk's tweets. What if everyone makes pull request, removing that feature? My guess is that it will not be merged. And of course, this is not a community. This is a private company trying the community open source to maintain their code and make the work that the engineering team should make. Also, there is another important thing here. And whoever has worked in online communities and projects open source knows that is that the bigger the community, the more effort you have to make to maintain the code and make code reviews and make everything coherent, write tests, and not break anything. Because you have a lot of people contributing in the code and everything has to work. But people come from different languages, different backgrounds, different uh, companies, ways to do things. Some write the codes in one way, some write the test in another way. So this will dramatically increase the effort that Twitter will have to do in the code reviews and testing. Let's put another example. Imagine that I want to make 3 pull requests that touch mostly innocent parts of the code, but when they are merged and put in production, together they interact and break the application, or make data exfiltration, or whatever, or make a open backdoor to the system. Who will review these? because it is easy to review the content and to review the project if you take in account that everyone works in the benefit of the company, but you're opening these, and there are a lot of people that works for another companies, another people that left Twitter and might want to hurt the company. Sorry. So this will increase a lot the time and effort that Twitter will have to do in code reviews if they really want to merge the fixes and the code proposals that people in the open source community will do in the project. There are also some significant things that we can see in this announcement. First is that in the blog post announcing this in the Twitter engineering blog, this is not signed by anyone, but instead by the engineering team. My guess is that no one wants to be remembered as the one that open sourced the Twitter source code. I think inside the company, no one thinks it's a good idea. And we will see with time. I hope I'm wrong. But I think, and seeing other blog posts in the same blog, everyone has the name of the person that wrote this. This is an exception, and I think this is because no one wanted to take this responsibility in the engineering team. Another important thing is the license that they chose. For publishing this source code, they chose the AGPL license. This is a variant of the GPL license that prevents the use of the code in managed services or online services without publishing the code if you modify that. Again, Twitter is a private company and it has its own competitors like Facebook, Instagram, or other social networks. And they don't want people to use their libraries, even if they are, of course, if they are from the competitors. And if they use or modify, they want also them to release the code that they improved. Let's see what happens. My guess is that this is not a good move, and I hope I'm wrong. Let's see in some months. Thanks for seeing this special episode of Code of Culture.